tell us a little bit about you're Mike Embry. Am I
Yeah.
pronouncing your last name right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the name of your company is A New Approach.
Yeah. New Approach Canine. I've been in
Very good.
business
Okay.
7 years now. We do everything. We do training, dog daycare, dog grooming, and dog boarding. So we're trying to
Okay.
be a one-stop shop.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your services. Like, are they all available right now with the COVID-19 stuff going on?
No, the only service that is available is the boarding. There,
Is
that's the
boarding. Okay.
yeah, that's the only one that's deemed essential.
Okay.
So, and because nobody's traveling right now, I mean, nobody's
There's
using.
not much of that going on either. Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah, but the grooming, the dog training, it's all in person, right? And the dog daycare. I mean, I probably could run the dog daycare. Because the social distancing aspect, I mean, it's not a problem because it's just me and my groomer that's here during the day,
Yeah.
and usually one other employee. So, I mean,
I
I
see.
could, but it's deemed non-essential, so I don't want to get in trouble. So,
Yeah, sure. No, completely understood. Okay. And how long, you said 7 years that you've been in business?
yeah, yeah, been in business for 7, almost 8.
Okay. Very good. And you're located on Sheldon Drive, is that right? Or
Yeah, we're at 225 Sheldon Drive. It's
okay.
just on the east side of Franklin. So as soon as you cross over Franklin, it's right
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Very good. So tell us a little bit about I mean, obviously with the dog training,
Mhm.
give us a little bit of a rundown on the dog training aspect.
The dog training, I mean, I'm not a competitive trainer. I don't really care about that. I just want people to have nice, well-rounded dogs. That's the type of training that I
Okay.
focus on. It's like just a companion dog. I'm
I
not,
see.
like I said, I'm not into the fly ball or anything like that, or the
Yeah.
competitive training. Just for fun, more so
Yep.
to make sure that people have the dog they want, and that's what our motto is. Once you get the dog you want, do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. So what would you say the biggest challenges that people are having with their pet, with their dog?
Right now during the COVID, or just
Yeah,
overall?
just overall.
Overall, there's so it's a loaded question because there's so much diversity in the problems that people have. It could be anything from your dog doesn't come when they're called, to the dog is
Yeah.
ripping apart the baseboards in my house because they're bored, or just
Yeah.
something simple as crate training. There's
I
all
see.
kinds of difficulties, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And how soon do you usually recommend somebody to get into a dog training? How young is too young, and can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Yeah. So I'm a little different than other trainers. What I do is I start training the dogs in class at 16 weeks or 15
Okay.
weeks, sorry. The reason I do that is because I I run a daycare here all day, and the training center and the daycare
Yeah.
are mixed. So I want to make sure that the dog is fully vaccinated before they come into the shop. You
Yeah.
can start a dog as soon as you bring them home. Your training actually starts. I mean, everything you do, you can do with food. Take the second meal of the day or the third meal of the day for a puppy, and just make them sit, make them earn it, make them do silly things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Perfect. You can see my screen. Okay.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. I just wanted to share that on the video there. Okay. Perfect. And now, in terms of the doggy daycare, obviously that's not an essential service right now. But when you are up and running, how many dogs are normally under your care, and how many days a week, or is it just once a week, or that sort of thing?
No, we do it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I think a lot of my clients would beg to differ that it's not an essential service. I have everybody calling me, asking me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? Because their
I
dogs
bet.
are them home or driving
Yes.
nuts at home. So, I mean, it all depends on the day, how many dogs. It could be anywhere from a dozen to 2 dozen. When I was fully staffed here, the most dogs I had in one day was 76. They
Oh,
came
wow.
through it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it's amazing because you see how dogs get along so well as long as they're introduced properly and they're monitored properly. It's all
Yeah.
about monitoring, keeping the adrenaline level to a nice even keel. I mean, let them run, let them play, let them have fun, but as soon as that adrenaline starts to go up, you have to, oh, wait a minute, guys, hang on, and then back them off a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So now in the daycare facility, are they sort of in an open forum, or are they individually crated or caged, or
No, I
how
wouldn't
is
crate them.
that made up?
No, I wouldn't crate them. It's an open. There's two sides. I can separate big and small or whatever. Um, but it's an open facility. There's an outside part too that's about the total area where the dogs are is about, I want to say, 7,000 square feet
Oh,
basically.
wow, it's big.
Yeah, so I have, like I said, I have two separate sides. I can let them run and play, and then there's the big outside area as well.
Okay, perfect. All right. And then are they obviously outside, weather permitting, I would assume?
Oh, they, yeah. I mean, I've had a couple dogs that won't come in when it's raining, and they
Okay.
go home a little muddy, or I try to fix them up before they go home.
Yeah,
The snow is awesome. When it's snowing and there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, they
they love it.
love it. They love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, but weather permitting, as far as you don't want to get them soaking wet or covered in mud or anything like
Sure,
that.
sure. Okay. And how do they come and go? Or do people drop them off? Do you guys pick them up? What's the process there?
No, people drop them off. I don't pick them up. There's a lot that goes to picking dogs up. Maybe someday if I get a farm on the edge of town, I'll buy a little school bus or something and go pick
Yeah,
them up. There's a lot that goes into that. You have to be really careful. I mean, I would feel sick if a dog got away and
yeah,
something happened.
yeah,
I'd rather have my clients bring the dogs into the lobby, and as soon as they're in the lobby, it's like, hey, Mike, here you go, have a great day, and
yeah.
they go, and their dog goes and has some fun.
Very good. Excellent. And what is the typical cost of your services, like the daycare and the training and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so the daycare is $25 for a day, and you could do 7 in the morning until 5 in the evening if you wanted. And it's $25 plus HST, of course, because the government has to get theirs.
Of course.
And half a day is 4 hours or less, and that is $15 plus
Okay.
HST.
Okay.
Um, yeah, as far as the training goes, there's a couple different types of training. I do one-on-one sessions. I go to people's houses or people come here. Sometimes people don't feel so comfortable in groups. They'd rather
Yeah.
do one-on-one. Or if their dog just has a certain issue, like they're aggressive or they guard their food or things like that, that they just want to work on that and they don't want to take a whole class. So for that, I
Yeah.
charge $95 an hour. Um,
Okay. Would you say 95? Is that what you said?
Yep, 95,
Okay. Good.
and that plus HST, and then the training itself. If you wanted to do a 6-week class, again, I'm a little different than other trainers, so I give the first one for free. You come in,
Okay.
you sit down, you listen to who I am, what I do, how I do it, and I tell you this is what it's going to take over the next 6 weeks to get a nice, well-rounded dog. And if you like what you hear, great. Come on back next week. We'll take payment and we'll start. If you
Okay.
don't, it was nice meeting you and hope you find the trainer that you're looking for. I do this because I like to really put myself out there and
Sure.
make sure that people know what they're in for, because
Sure.
there's a certain level of expectation. I mean, when you're training a dog, it's repetition, repetition, repetition,
Yeah.
right? So people have to be held accountable to a certain degree, and if they know that going in, it's they get a better result coming out. So
Okay.
for the 6-week class, it's $259 plus tax,
Okay.
HST, of course, and yeah, that's 6 weeks of dog training. I do a basic, so it doesn't matter if the dog is 16 weeks or 10 years old. If there's no training, there's no training.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Now, what about in the, and I'm sort of going off on tangents here, getting back to sort of the daycare part. Is there ever an issue where you've got, sort of big dog, little dog issues, or, I know sometimes people will avoid, say, dog parks, for example, because there may be bigger, aggressive dogs there that they don't want to, expose their smaller dog to. Do you have anything in place for that? Or
Yeah,
how do you handle that kind of thing?
I do have two separate sides if people aren't comfortable with their little dog with big dogs. It's funny. I'm not an advocate for dog parks because of that reason. I've seen too many dogs get hurt at dog parks.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of times, it's sad to say, but a lot of times people don't know their dogs as well as they think they do.
Yeah.
I'm not passing judgment or anything like that, but sitting here watching a dog all day, monitored the whole time that they're here, you tend to see the body language, and you tend to see the things that your dog is exhibiting, this behavior or this behavior. But if you go to a dog park, a lot of times people aren't paying attention and stuff like that. I mean, dog parks are good as long as people are paying attention and watching, really watching what your dog is doing.
Yeah, not with their phone and they're facing their phone type of thing.
Yeah, or having a Timmy's and having a conversation.
Yeah.
I do like the social aspect of dogs. That's why I like the dog daycare. I mean, they're monitored, they're under control, they are being watched. They're making sure that nothing is going to happen. And there's always some accident that happens now and again. I mean, nothing major, touch wood, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But little things, scrapes, and maybe a little bite or something like that, but nothing horrific. So,
okay. Very good. Yeah. Okay. And as far as yourself, are you Cambridge native?
Am I what? Sorry.
Are you native to Cambridge? Are you local?
No, I actually live in Guelph. I grew up in Brantford.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grew up in Brantford. I moved to Guelph, and when I first started this business, I had a business partner, and she lived in Brantford. She was a pet groomer.
Yep.
And we started this together, and I lived in Guelph and she lived in Brantford, so we split the difference.
It was in the middle. Perfect.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, great.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've been trying to convince my wife now to move to Cambridge because I love it so much. I mean,
it's
really
great.
do.
Yeah.
They're friends and people. Some of the people that I work with, Intrigue Media here in town and things like that. You probably know Kevin. Everybody knows Kevin.
Yep. I know of them. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, just all the affiliation here, my vets here. It's funny. Everything I do is here. I just sleep in Guelph. That's it.
Oh, geez, well, we're going to have to talk about getting you into Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. No, excellent. So is there anything that I didn't ask you that you want to make sure our audience knows about your company?
Yeah. The thing that I want people to really be aware of is check out the facilities. So whether it's my facility or someone else's facility that you want to leave your dog for daycare, or you want to leave your dog for boarding, or so on and so forth, check out the facilities, make sure they're fully insured, make sure they're fully licensed. I know that I'm the only licensed boarding facility within the Cambridge city limits.
Okay.
I mean, there's lots on the outside of city limits, but in the Cambridge city limits, I'm the only one with a license to board dogs overnight.
Okay.
So just people, do your research. These animals are fur babies, for lack of a better term, right?
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
You don't want to just leave them with anybody. You want to leave them with someone who actually cares to a certain degree. And that's really all I can put out there to the people of Cambridge. Do your research.
Okay, perfect. We will definitely heed your advice.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate your time. We will give you a heads up once the show is up on the air, and we'll send you some links. We'll share it with our audience, of course, and you're free to share it with yours as well.
Fantastic.
Websites or phone numbers. Obviously, newapproach.ca. I know that. And then your phone number.
Yeah, and you can share the Facebook page, whatever you like.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So just the phone number right on the screen here, the 208-55-59.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Walter. Take care.
No problem. You too.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. So that's a wrap for the show, Mike. And then what we'll do is we'll cut off this back end. And like I said, we'll give you a heads up. You're probably going to be on the air either next week or the week after.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. You'll hear from Kyla and she'll give you the heads up and let you know that it's ready to go.
Awesome. This is a great idea.
Awesome. Well,
Is this all your idea?
This is my idea. Yeah. So I've been a real estate mortgage broker here in Cambridge for 33 years.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously I've got a pretty big network of people. I've always kind of tried to, get a handle on the different local businesses. And because I mean, the real estate agent a lot of times is the concierge for, hey, where can I get this or where can I get that? And so we thought, creating a platform where people could actually, see the face, get an idea of the website and the name and all that kind of stuff. We thought it'd be sort of a reciprocal benefit, obviously beneficial to your business, and it puts you and I in front of, twice the group.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I always thought about teaming up with a real estate agent as far as like the boarding facility, because a lot of times, people, they're moving,
Yep.
and they have no place to put their dog.
Yep.
And the dog's under their foot and getting in their way. So you bring
Yep.
them here, leave them for the night. You don't have to worry
Yep.
about it.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I know a lot of times, it's funny, actually I got one right now where, the dog is the challenge. And,
For open houses, yeah.
scheduling around, somebody being able to go and get the dog. A lot of times, I mean, through my career, I've done that a million times. But sometimes, time just doesn't allot for it. And, we can't get to it. So, sometimes they miss out on those opportunities. So, for $15 or $25, it's a good investment.
Yeah, it's worth it for sure. Just to get the dog out from underfoot.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that's great. Thank you very much again. And I wish you all the best.
You too. Take care.